my name's Daniel Kingston. I'm the general manager here at Uptown Dubai. Been here for 3 years. Hotel is open 2 years today. So yes, been here for since opening.
I want to run through your CV.
Yep.
I want you to give me your highlights of your hospitality journey, the most important pivots you've had before coming to this property we're sitting in right now.
I think I've been pretty fortunate with some of the properties that I've worked at. If I go back many years, I won't say my age, but when I sort of first started, I'm from New Zealand. I went and did the sort of hotel school in Australia, had a few positions around Australia and New Zealand, and you know, they were good roles. They were in hotels, regular hotels, but then I moved to the UK and I joined a hotel called the Catering Hotel. It's a private hotel next to Buckingham Palace. And as a sort of a small town guy from New Zealand, I walked into a hotel where they sent us to Jermaine Street to get our morning suit measured and our dinner suit. So all the gentlemen in the hotel at 5 o'clock had to put on their dinner suit. And I was just a receptionist. It wasn't a senior role. And I think that's when I first saw what hospitality could be and was about. It was a very old English hotel, but it had a personality. It wasn't stuffy. You know, Mr. Goring would come through the lobby in the morning. It was sort of handed to the oldest son. So it was the third generation of Gorings. And it was just a real eye-opener of what hospitality could be. You know, it was great service, engaged service, regular guests, but with a personality. It wasn't that sort of yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full. And so that really sort of reaffirmed why I wanted to be in hotels and in hospitality. So I did that. It was the first time I've been told that I wasn't in the Outback anymore and I had to use the Queen's English. So you sort of shaped up pretty quick. You know, fast forward a few years, I had the pleasure of sort of working at a few locations. I opened the first W outside of the US many years ago. Again, a brand that I really resonated with. It sort of had, I think it was my first lifestyle brand. It was when I realized that hotels could be a little bit different. I was always a huge admirer of Ian Schrager and the lobby becoming a living room. And so that was when I sort of probably understood lifestyle properties. And then that kind of formed how I followed my career. I opened the first W resort in the Maldives, opened the W in Doha, and then I moved to Dubai with Vita Hotels. And I think the nice thing with Vita Hotels, it was a local grown concept. Obviously working with a big company, working with a W, you know, you sort of, New York kind of sets the tone, right? You're doing this season, that this season, and it's great and you have a great time. But Vita was a brand that was growing from scratch and you were able to sort of put your fingerprint on it. And so it was great. So that really helped reaffirm brands and the importance of brands. So taking what I'd learned about a W brand, implementing it into sort of a local brand, connecting with the community. And then, yes, I had the opportunity to open the first So in the region. So as part of Ennismore. I think the wonderful thing about Ennismore is it's all founder-led brands. So these are people who have created a brand from scratch and are still involved in the day-to-day. So Ennismore had some really great sort of brands and So came up, luxury lifestyle. You know, I like the luxury piece, but I also like the lifestyle piece. And had the opportunity to open So and really delighted with that decision and just to be involved with Ennismore and seeing their development. And likewise, super supportive of owners and DMCC. You know, they've created this beautiful destination. We're obviously the first part of that huge mixed-use development that's coming up. So no, very happy to have followed that sort of route through the brands. I think one thing when I was interviewing for So and I met the COO at the time, really interesting gentleman. He'd been in lifestyle brands all of his life. And I remember saying to him, because I was at that crossroad, do I take any sort of hotel job? I want to keep growing my career. Some people are happy taking the GM role and they're not maybe just so fussed about the property.
Sure.
And I said to him, look, if I don't get the job, I'm fine with it. But what do you think I do? Do I look for a GM role in any hotel, or do I continue in that lifestyle path because I'm passionate about it and I know what it's all about? And he said, look, if you're not successful here, that stick with what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And that's why, look, luckily I got the job, but but I think I've always tried to find those properties that I'm passionate about, that I believe in, that you feel you can put your DNA into the property.
What was it you felt passionate about with the So brand?
I think it's back to that luxury sort of lifestyle, first brand or first property in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
I think the brand resonates, especially with the GCC market, that luxury piece. I think the GCC market also looked for something different. I think looking at what the property was all about, looking at the renderings, looking at what was going to come to life, being connected with Ennismore, it all made sense and felt comfortable. That was sort of what I felt passionate about, and I felt that it wouldn't be easy, but it would be quite a rewarding experience to go through. So,
tell me a little bit about this area, because it is an up-and-coming mixed use, like you said, development area.
Yes.
What are we looking at on the outskirts of where we are?
So obviously we're up near sort of JLT Marina side. You come up Shakeside Road. I think what the plan is for Uptown, there's about another 8 to 9 towers coming up, including the second tallest tower in Dubai. The lovely thing with this property, it's designed by Adrian Smith, and they also designed the Burj Khalifa. So that's why you see this really sort of glass effect. They're also going to design the second tallest tower coming up. You then have some more residential towers. You also have a little bit more office coming up. I think that the nice thing for the location is you're not that far from Abu Dhabi. You know, we do a lot with the embassies in Abu Dhabi because, 45 minutes, you're here. You hit Dubai traffic down to sort of Deira and some of the embassies, you could be there another hour and a half. So it's quite a good meeting point. So you might have the consulates head here, the embassies here, and they sort of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
So we've seen some good success there. The area, you're not that far. I know once you get in, yes, the initial sort of coming around and the ramp and what have you, but I think as the area evolves, it will become easier to access. I think that the good thing is, when you leave, you're on that Shakeside Road really fast. We're seeing a lot of corporate accounts move from Marina side to So Uptown, partly because they're just tired of the traffic. Getting into the marina, getting out of the marina can be quite difficult. So we've seen some good corporate accounts move from there. We're close to Jebel Ali, we're close to DIP. It's a good base for guests, and then obviously in a few years you'll have DWC, the new airport. So yeah, it's a great location.
I suppose at once upon a time, every area was a developing area.
In fact, I don't know how long you've been in Dubai, but you remember going past where Burj Khalifa was meant to be. You'd see this tower in the distance, nothing around. And now look at it. And that's only about 15 years ago, or a bit longer.
Which is nothing.
Which is nothing when you think about the bigger scheme of things. So, no, I think the vision for the area is really exciting.
It does sound exciting. Let's talk about the hotel.
Yes.
I know you have a hotel and you've also got residence.
Yes.
Tell me about how many rooms, what kind of F&B you have. Let's talk all the jazz.
Sure, all the bits and pieces.
Yes.
So we have 188 rooms in the hotel. The tower itself is mixed use, like you mentioned. The top part is the service residences or branded residences. You then have the hotel, and then you have office space on the lower part of the tower.
Okay.
We have about 5 F&B venues. We have Uptown Brasserie, which is our all-day dining. It's a French cuisine, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We have Citronelle Club, which it's a beautiful space. It's more of a Pan-Asian with some French influence, open for lunch and dinner. Really nice space in there. Savant cocktail bar down in the lobby side of things. We have Celeste where we are now, which works as a beautiful event space. It's open in the evening for sort of sundowners, but it works really well for we do a lot of private events in here. It's almost like your house or our house, your party. So you kind of,
Right.
you do your own events in here. We have the
great
space,
light.
it's beautiful lighting. We have Lazuli by the pool,
Mm-hmm.
which is a really nice space. We don't have a big pool, but it's just a really cool, easy space to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were really lucky is we have a really large ballroom with
Oh.
3 or 4 breakout rooms. So the ballroom is about 900 square meters. We do dinners for up to 600-700 seated dinners.
That is a big
So
ballroom.
it's a big ballroom, and I think that has been great for us. The team have done a terrific job bringing the right events in. So we've done car launches for Maserati, for different luxury brands. We do a great Ramadan tent or iftar tent, Al Fawanese tent in there. So it helps bring that awareness. I think we touched earlier about bringing awareness to this destination, and banquets help because you've got 500 people who didn't know about the hotel walking through
Exactly.
your front door. So
Yeah.
it's really key that the team find ways to communicate with those sort of attendees so that they do come back and they know about it. They know about the ramp, they know about the entrance. So we get all of that done. So once you know, it's quite. Yeah, it's up to us to sort of leverage from that.
There's a lot going on in this tower. I did not know that you had a ballroom that's.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, it's a lot. You wait for iftar in Ramadan with the traffic and cars coming in, people leaving for the day. It's a busy tower, and some really good offices, some really great sort of corporates occupying the offices, which all adds to elevate the destination and elevate this tower and hopefully elevate the rest of the towers that come up. We have a plaza that will open hopefully in the next couple of months. It's an outdoor amphitheatre. It can hold up to about 2,000 people.
Nice.
There's a plaza that already has 2 or 3 restaurants already operating. We just opened Lana Lusa last week in the tower. A lot of things coming up, and I think that's the exciting part as you see it coming. Sometimes you want it sooner because you get rid of the construction, let's go. But I think we all know what Dubai is like. It's always evolving, it's always changing. So I think residents understand that the city is constantly
growing,
moving and evolving, so they're always a bit more maybe understanding when they see the odd crane on the the side of the destination.
You become one with it. You live with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. They still don't let me drive the cranes, but that's okay.
Oh man, they're
practicing.
so
I'll
boring.
keep practicing.
So, as the leader, so to say, of the ship, what do you anticipate will be your biggest challenge coming up? Because I mean, it's been 2 years already. You've probably had more than a fair share of challenges and successes within the 2 years. But as you go now with winter coming up and the best season to be here, how do you anticipate some of the challenges that you're gonna face and the success as well? Because that can also be a bit of a challenge sometimes.
Yep. No, I think there's common themes for a lot of properties. I think retention is always the big one. Staff retention, is always a big one. There's a lot of competition for guests to choose from in the city, and likewise there's a lot of competition for the good staff to choose from. So I think retention is always in the back of your mind. Are we doing enough to take care of the team? What could we do better? I think as the hotel ramps up and other areas get busier, you always want to make sure that the team are engaged, the service standards are there. You come out of summer and it's always a bit quiet, and I always worry in summer because people, say quiet, we actually had a pretty good summer, but people hear summer, they maybe relax a little bit. So it's always getting people back up to speed, because also you're not charging the summer rates anymore, you're charging the Dubai winter rates. So the expectation changes from the guest, and I think the guest profile changes. So I think it's always been ready for, we have some luxury groups coming in, also the corporate travelers who travel a lot are coming. So the expectation maybe from that service delivery goes up. So it's making sure that we're ready to meet those demands. I think it's the competition in the city. I think the great thing with having competition for residents and tourists is it elevates the service. And I think that for me is the key, is are we engaged as we should be with the guests? Are we delivering the service that we say is on the tin? We're a luxury lifestyle rooted in fashion. Are we doing enough of those fashion collaborations? So I think it's, it's one thing to say something, but I think you've also got to deliver on what you're saying. And it's easy to say, oh, we're lifestyle, but what does that mean? It's not just wearing a pair of white trainers and saying, oh my God, look at me. It's providing a service that is still attentive, still engaged, but with a little bit of your own personality and soul coming through. So those are the things that I always think about. Are we doing enough? How do we elevate it? How do we ensure? Because everyone's got the 300 or 400 thread count sheets. Everyone's got your 24-hour dining. Everyone's got
it's a standard.
It's a standard, and the expectations are so high. So it's the people that make the difference. So I think for me, it's making sure that we have the right people in the right areas, and that they're delivering as they should.
I want to talk to you about the topic of the lifestyle brand. How do you define it?
Yeah, that's always a good one. Look, I think lifestyle is more than just the hotel. I think when you're looking at lifestyle, I think you want team members who, embrace what lifestyle is. So, when they're out and about, they may be wandering through Alcazar Avenue and they see a new ice cream shop and they think, hey, you know what, that'd be great for my guests to recommend. Or I think it's living the brand. I think it's being attuned to what people are looking for. It's not about fads. It's about, I think it's about, it's an extension of just a hotel. I think you want people who kind of embrace it in their private life. They're not just coming to work and acting cool and maybe going home, going to bed. They're aware of what's happening in the city. They're aware of what people are looking for. So I think it's an extension of more than just a hotel. It's everything that then goes with that.
I get it.
They're aware of, the magazines. They're interested in those elements.
One of the things you mentioned is that guests who pick a So Uptown are also interested in fashion.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that part of So's personality.
So I think for us, look, it started with how we designed the uniforms. We tried to have something that was a little bit sharper, a little bit more tailored. It wasn't just, here's a uniform, small X, small, medium, large. So the tailor comes, we make sure the team are fitted properly.
It's kind of going back to your first.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, I know. I can't send them to the same place. It'd take too long. But it started there. It's looking at collaborations. So we did a collaboration at the beginning of the year with Le Benjamin. So we did a pop-up store in the lobby, which was great because it gave the guests something interesting to see. If I look at sort of Q4 and into the beginning of next year, we're looking at trying to work with some of the design schools to maybe design a few pieces for the hotel that we can then support them. Not get their name out, but maybe we find the right person. They could design one or two pieces. So at least we talk to the grassroots in a way. I think everyone wants to align with a Prada and a Louis Vuitton and Gucci, but I think if you want to be authentic, I think it's how do you connect with some of the local designers, whether it's, it doesn't have to be local, but people who have started their brand in Dubai, in the UAE, how can we give them a platform? So those are the things that we're looking for as part of sort of the strategy into 2026. I think this year, we did the Le Benjamins. I think we can do more, and that's something that we have to. And I think the focus was probably driving business into the property and getting getting that side right. Now we can focus on the secondary, which is how do we talk more to the brand.
Speaking of getting the business into the hotel, what kind of guests is your ideal guest for So Uptown? Who is the lady and the man?
Yeah, look, I think it's someone who's looking for authentic service. They're looking for good service, elevated service, somewhere where they feel very comfortable. I think the nice thing is we see a lot of regular guests coming back.
That's really good.
If I look at our guest mix, we get a lot of corporates, those business travelers, but equally we're starting to see the leisure sort of segment move. Not everyone wants a beach property in Dubai. As much as I may use that excuse with owners, there is markets that don't need it. They're looking for that urban experience. So I think, I would liken it to, it's not young, it's young at heart. It's people who are looking, or guests who are looking for, a genuine service. I think it's something that is quick, easy, nice designed room, functional, sense of style. As you move through the hotel, if you see our rooms, they're very, very stylish without being over the top. So I would say, people who are just looking for that nice lifestyle, engaged staff, trendy, stylish, clean, all the key stuff that you can charge for. But no, and I think that's something that we've tried to do since day one is I think have a natural sense of service that people can resonate with. I think there's a lot of yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full type of approaches, but I think something that we've always tried to do since day one was hire those individuals who were naturally inclined to take care of our guests without necessarily wanting anything from that relationship, and I think it has worked well. We wanted a sort of an authentic, engaged staff who really wanted to just try and make our guests happy, and it's easier said than done. We didn't always get it right, but I think if you look at our guest service scores and guest feedback since day one, that's one of the things that I'm most proud of. We get a lot of great comments about the team, and that's probably the hardest thing to train in Dubai, right? So at the people, and so if they've got that, then you can sort of figure out the other stuff as you go along. So we did that well. So and I think that's why we start to see some of the regular guests. They comment, they use the staff name. Ahmed at front desk was great. He took really great care of me, and you see it the way that we have a third-party security company, but I'll see the security gentleman in the lobby high-fiving guests, giving them a hug, welcome back. So these things make a difference.
How do you overcome the challenges, and what are some of the challenges that might be unique to maybe just a handful of hoteliers, or do you think it's everyone facing the same thing?
No, I think I would say most probably face the challenge of retention, and I think it's not. Look, I think it's not always about they're getting paid more over here, or some occasions it is someone will jump for 20 to 30 dirham and they're gone, and we know that. So I don't think it's a challenge for just a small number. I think it's a challenge for a lot of properties. I think the important thing is to, anytime a team member might be looking at moving on, look, at the end of the day, they've got to do right by them. It's got to make sense for them. If it's a better opportunity and then there's growth and they can support their family better, who are we to stand in the way for that? However, I think it's important that they have the right environment where you can sort of explain, look, great, there's an opportunity. I hate the thought of dangling a carrot in front of someone and saying, hey, hang out for 12 months and I'll make you a manager. No, I don't like to do that. But I try to make sure, look, is this the right decision for you? Are you moving for the right reason? Is it a lateral move, but you'll be able to move forward quicker?
Yeah.
Is it a supervisory role? Are you ready for that? So I think I think you've got to be very transparent. And look, the grass is not always greener
on the other side.
I'm sure can share experiences where we thought, hey, if it sounds too good,
must be,
potentially it is.
And they say the grass is greener where you water it, right?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. No, true. 100%. No, 100%. And I think, look, it's a tough industry.
Yeah.
Long hours, unsocial hours. There's a lot of demands on physical demands, and it can get tiring. But
you think it's an issue of loyalty as well? Because I know that younger generation, it requires quite a lot more effort to attract them into hospitality
Yes.
because of all the things you just mentioned.
Yes.
The hours, it's not attractive, glamorous,
Yeah.
it's very tiring.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
driven jobs, and they also not particularly loyal to brands. So they kind of just, do you think that's the case, or?
I think it's a fair point. I think that old school of, okay, come and work for 2 years under a contract
Yeah.
and leave. No, I think that the generation are active. I think they need to be engaged.
Yeah.
I think, you still have team members come to you after 12 months and say, right, I've been here a year.
Yeah.
When's
When
my
am I-
promotion?
Yeah,
You
when am
know?
I going to be assistant
Yeah,
GM?
exactly. It's yours, take it. And I think that's, it's a fair point. I think it's how do you keep that loyalty? Now, it may not be loyalty to the property, but maybe it's loyalty to, for example, Ennismore.
Sure.
Okay, we can't find you the right role here. We think you're a great candidate. What about Delano? Open
Yes,
on the beach.
yeah.
Why don't we look for a role there? I think the nice thing is some of our team members have left and have come back.
That's always a good
So
sign.
it's always a good sign.
Yeah.
And those are the ones you stick in the staff canteen, right? Make
Exactly.
sure you bring this up, But
Every chance you get.
yeah, exactly. We put their pictures on the wall. Look who's back. No, but no, we don't. But
I like that idea.
But I think the loyalty thing is a big one.
Yeah.
And I think look, how do you instill loyalty? Yeah, it's talking about the benefits of not just this property, but yes, Ennismore, the wider world of Accor. There's a lot of opportunities.
Because it's tough. You have to worry about guests, but then on the other hand, you also have to worry about staff as well. You've got to maintain both
100%.
sides.
Yeah. And I think, look, you can see the departments maybe that have the less turnover and have a bit more consistency in the manning. You usually find that the service scores are a little bit better there because the team are working together. They're sort of connecting.
Unified.
They've been a while.
Yeah, together.
And those departments where there is a lot of changeover, you do see the service is not
Yeah.
where it should be. It's always very interesting.
What kind of a leader are you? How do you, I mean, people are going to leave if they want to leave. It doesn't really matter. But as a leader, how do you motivate your team?
Look, I think there's a lot to be said for setting the right tone and setting the right example. I work from the lobby. I have my laptop there.
No way.
I like to be in the lobby. I don't get windows in my office, so at least I get a nice,
Some
pretty
sunlight,
environment. I
yeah.
get some sunlight. But I think that's something I've always tried to do, and it's not to keep an eye on the team. I'm sure they think differently. But I think we work in a hospitality world, and I think guests like to see, in a way, the face of the property. They like to see, and it can get a bit tiring sometimes, so you do sneak to your office, but I genuinely try to work a lot of my day from the lobby. I'm probably more of a collaborative style of leader. I like to get feedback from the different leaders, work with them on what might be the best decision, because at the end of the day, it's their department. They know it probably better, right? They're the ones who are facing the challenges day in, day out. So I would say probably more collaborative. I think I represent the brand the right way, and I think that's important that the team see that and sort of follow it.
Emulate, that's very
emulate
important.
it. So no, I enjoy the industry. I enjoy engaging with the team. I enjoy engaging with the guests, and I think if the guys see that, it helps elevate the service a little bit. But yeah, like any GM, you probably have a little bit of an ego. You want to make sure that the hotel is positioned well. You want to be, you're always proud of seeing, hey, we're in the top 5 there, or in the top there.
I mean, I wouldn't even consider that egotistical.
That, you want to be proud of your results, and so you definitely have that. But I do get a lot of satisfaction of working with a team and coming up with solutions and coming up with new ideas and working together to deliver those things. And you probably have to ask the team what they think or how I am. But
I'm gonna insert that clip.
Someone behind me saying no way. Exactly.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
Front is like, no, I think it's no, but I try to. I do honestly like to think I'm not asking anyone to do anything that I haven't done or I wouldn't do.
Oh, you wouldn't do yourself,
And so I think that's the key for, especially in hospitality.
Yeah. And it is a very extremely competitive space here in Dubai, especially in the UAE. So you have to deliver results.
Absolutely.
Because you can be cute all you want, but if there's no results, we're in big trouble.
It's a bit like being an English Premier League football manager. It can
That
be
is
very,
actually-
it can be very,
You know what?
Be,
That might be the best analogy that I've heard.
Yeah, just, it could,
Because when you're winning, it's good.
Yeah.
The one time you lose that one game,
couple, it
talks are
changes
in.
pretty
Yeah.
quick, So, and I think,
That's so true.
I think a lot of my colleagues would sort of agree, right?
That is very true. It's very true. It's very,
yeah.
very competitive. But I think it's great to lead by example. Going forward, is there anything you'd like to mention to us on what we can expect to see from So Uptown?
Sure. I think one thing back on the success of the events that we've been doing, we've started doing outside catering. So we now take care of one of the towers in JLT. We do all of the outside catering in Almas Towers. So we're really looking at, from I would say next year, end of this year, being in a place of offering outside catering. So being able to go to Jumeirah Park, do your parties in the villas, corporate events, outdoor events. So that's something that we're really excited about. And I have to say the team do a really good job in banquets and events. So I'm excited that we'll be able to almost take it on the road.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, it's exciting. And then I think with the destination, when the amphitheatre comes online, there's more food and beverage options coming up in the tower. It's becoming more of a destination. I think with the weather changing, you forget how close JLT is. You can jump on a bike, you get to JLT, a lot of community stuff happening in there. So that I think are a couple of big things with the destination coming online that will animate the area. And then we do have a SO opening in Ras Al Khaimah in a few months. So there'll be another SO in the UAE, which is very exciting.
That is exciting.
It is exciting. So so those are a few of the things that are coming up, which we're pretty excited about.
It does sound very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the growth that happens with your location, but as well with the brand as well.
Thank you.
In the region.
Thank you.
As a parting question,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you personally, Daniel. So if you had to envision your life in the next 5 years, what does it look like?
Well, I think for me, I really enjoy what I'm doing. I really enjoy Ennismore. I think I see myself as still being in the region. UAE is a big part of my life. My kids were born in Qatar. We've been here 12 years in Dubai. So I see it as hopefully still growing with Ennismore. Is there opening another property for Ennismore? Is it being here for another 2 or 3 years and really seeing the hotel, seeing the fruits of your labor come to fruition?
Because it takes time.
It does take time. However, I also think it's good to get fresh eyes in. Not tomorrow, but exactly. But I think I think any property needs to have that evolution, and I think in 5 years, I would like to still be with Ennismore, potentially opening new property for them, because look, UAE's home. It's such a dynamic city, Dubai. So I definitely see myself still here in Dubai. I enjoy it. It's a great city, right? And so we're very happy here.
I'm happy to hear that, and I do hope that we can look back on this video 5 years from now.
That'd be amazing, yes.
And see some of that manifestation, that you just said
that would be good.
with us today.
Absolutely.
A lot of things in the world, but mostly I feel like in Dubai, it's very instantaneous. People expect results now. They want, if you open up a hotel here, if you open up a restaurant here, it needs to do this, it needs to do that. But in reality, it takes about 5 years to really see where it's going. And I think people forget that.
And I think sometimes there's no rhyme or reason why it works here and doesn't work there.
There isn't, It's a little bit of everything and a little bit of luck as well.
Exactly. I think the luck's the magic sauce. No, it is. I think it is a very, very competitive landscape, but I think we all enjoy what we're doing. We all enjoy that fast pace. I go back to New Zealand and love it. It's home, but I sometimes wonder, I my brothers will roll in from work at 5:30, and I think, you know,
You're done?
my day's still starting. So it's such a dynamic city that doesn't stop, and I think we all struggle a little bit when we're not here. We enjoy it. We think we enjoy it for a short time, but then you feel like, well, I should be doing something, and you sort of head back. So I think it's like, you know, it's a great city and it keeps us all on our toes.
Daniel, it was such a pleasure getting to know you, and thank you for your time,
Well,
for inviting us into your space.
Thank you very much for
We want to
taking
wish
the
you
time.
all of the best in the season to come, and also in next year. We look forward to seeing the success.
Thank you. No, I appreciate your time. Thanks to you and the team, and we look forward to seeing you around.
And now the pleasure was ours. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.